Okay. So we logically gotta play these niggas. So we just lost to them.
And stand up and make some noise for your Miami Heat. 6'4", Dante DiVincenzo. 6'11", number 42, Yusuf Nurkic. 6'6", number 34, DeMar DeRozan. 6'11", number 4, Evan Mobley. 6'2", number 30, Stephen Curry. Your Miami Heat head coach is Eric Spoelstra. Your Miami Heat.
Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Banchero out there with Okongwu. Then it's Ball. Then there's Isaiah Joe. And it's Reed in at the center. And for the Heat, they've got Dante DiVincenzo. Mobley is out there at DeRozan. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Curry in at the one. Well, we've seen some teams, Greg, stumble out of the gate to begin this season, still trying to find their footing, getting some traction.
And when you're not meeting expectations, the pressure ramps up. But as a team, you can't let it get to you, especially with time to turn things around. And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game, getting the ball inside early.
And Okongwu has it in the corner. Miami grabs the miss. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
In that one, they owned the backboards. Most of the second chance opportunities went to them.
Well, watching the film, I thought they did a great job playing with energy.
Here's Ball, and Ball slams it in.
Get up, LaMelo. These Ball brothers can fly.
Here's Curry. He had 34 points in the win against Cleveland. Nurkic, the pass to DeRozan. Now, here's DiVincenzo. Nurkic setting the pick for DiVincenzo. And again, it's Miami with a three.
Well, look, you have to stay connected to DiVincenzo. He will bury you from out there.
And last season, the Heat with their worst finish in a decade. Greg, it was surprising.
Well, the Jimmy Butler saga hung over the middle part of the season. The team's best player had 1 foot out the door even before they traded him. So now this team pivots towards that younger core. And early on, they looked great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Banchero with the screen. Ball, no good. For Miami, they've gone 4-4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Hands it from downtown.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Now, here's Ball. He had a 30-point... outing their last game against Miami.
And we knew LaMelo was talented coming into the league. What we didn't quite know was how much of an impact he would make in terms of controlling the flow of the game.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Launches it. It's hauled in by the Heat. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Well, Paolo Banchero has the Seattle skyline tattooed on his shoulder, and he says guys from there naturally have a chip on our shoulder because we feel like we're not seen as much as some of the other places around the country. Being born and raised, my mom and dad from there, it's in my blood. Guys, back to you.
Hello?
A lot of pride in his hometown. Thanks a lot, Allie. And stolen by DiVincenzo. DeRozan with it. Picked up by Banchero.
Bro, they're not missing. Like, I'm about to, like, stop playing. Like,
The Cavaliers trail by 9.
Melo, break the fuck out of that.
Reed with a screen for Ball. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Just good fundamental basketball from LaMelo. Sticking with his selection and forcing the defense there into a bad spot.
And the Heat with some changes. Harris is checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Vassell comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Johnson in for Dante DiVincenzo. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Reed. John Collins comes in for Okongwu. Alex Caruso, he's checked in for Banchero. And it's Poole in for Isaiah Joe.
I love the attack mindset there from Turner. Playing with energy.
Here's Curry. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Curry's got his second basket of the night.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Throwing it down on
Yeah,
that one.
well,
Turner
I can't-
really showing off that athleticism.
Johnson, the pass to Curry. There's 53 seconds left to play in the first. Vassell, no good.
That's just a great effort on the defensive side. Plastered to the shooter.
Here's Ball, and he makes good on the layup. Ball's got his third bucket of the night.
Nice little run here to shrink that deficit, but can they get over the hump?
Well, with all the momentum they've built up, I don't see this run stopping anytime soon.
Now here's Curry. 5 points in the game. No good from outside. Curry against Ball. Poole outside. Pulls up on the wing. Evan Mobley with the rebound. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Heat lead by 3. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And when you consider how the Heat are doing, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they've dictated the pace to this point, looking to run at every opportunity.
We've got Johnson about there with Harris. Then there's Devin Vassell, and it's DeRozan in at the 2. So that's who Miami starts the second with. It's good. Johnson's got his first bucket of the night.
That wingspan of Johnson helps him score around the rim. It's about 6'10", which is very good for a wing.
The kick out to Poole. It's deflected and stolen by Harris. Johnson, the pass to Vassell. Here's DeRozan. Good work there as it goes. DeRozan's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, he knew he had the size advantage to dominate the defense there. Go right at him.
Here's Poole. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
And the mid-range can be tricky for Poole, but he can sink them when he has to.
And when you look at Jordan Poole's game, GA, what makes him special?
I think it's his creativity and elusiveness. Able to get in his bag, if you will, and play with it and create his shot more or less at will.
Schroeder finds Poole. The rebound by Sharp. Miami leading by 7. Johnson down low. Guarded by Poole. Vassell, no good. And it's Poole with the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Playing host to Toronto for the next one.
Well, Collins just explodes to the basket when he drives.
The Heat have gone.
Trae, you say John Collins, and what the fuck is you saying to me?
Spoelstra wants a timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. And the Heat with some changes. Evan Mobley's checked in for Sharp. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for Devin Vassell. And Curry subbed in for Johnson. Then for the Cavaliers, Banchero's checked in for Alex Caruso. Mann comes in for Dennis Schroeder. And it's ball in for Jordan Poole.
Showing off his skills with the floater. That's just one of many ways DiVincenzo can beat you.
And Paul slams it in.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
And the basket by DeRozan.
Well, he's building nicely off that first quarter. In a groove now.
Ball against Curry. Back to Ball. Turner with the screen for Ball. Here he goes. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
So much drive in this game. Ball wants to beat you and make you feel it.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Tobias Harris. And it's Vassell in for DeMar DeRozan. Releases from 15, and the Heat get another bucket right there. And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Well, for all the anticipation around NBA expansion, we might have to pump the brakes. I'm told a number of team owners are a bit hesitant to further carve up the revenue from this new national broadcasting deal, so the timeline may take longer than some fans had hoped.
They'll get there for sure. All right, Shams, we thank you very much for that report. Here's DiVincenzo, and that one is off. Collins with some nice D. Here's Banchero. Man in the corner. Banchero looking around. Just 5 to shoot. And he banks the lead. First of the night.
Work inside. This is where Banchero feasts.
Vassell outside.
Melo and Ron's bacon.
DiVincenzo kicks to Mobley. Pass to Vassell. Outside Curry. Curry nails the triple.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Banchero a screen on Curry. Ball the pass to Banchero. Rebound by the Heat. They've led by as many as 11 points. It was a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
And it was pretty much a cakewalk for them the last time these two squared off and had a clear advantage on the backboard.
Yeah, but they can expect a whole lot more resistance this time around. No team likes to lose a rebounding battle.
Pass to DiVincenzo. And he converts the layup. And now a 9-point Heat lead.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Thank you, Allie. And folks, don't go away. Halftime is here. And we'll be right back with you after this break.
Thanks for tuning in for that matchup with the Raptors. On paper, these teams are pretty even. So what will be the determining factor there, Ernie? I'm not sure, but...
And talking about our game now, a very solid first half for the Miami Heat.
They're moving well along.
Thanks for joining us.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Man, we're seeing a tremendous game from LaMelo Ball.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
Yeah, he hasn't been settling. He's getting to the rim, and that's him at his best.
Checking out the group for Kenny Atkinson to start the second half. We've got Okongwu. Isaiah Joe is out there with LaMelo Ball. Then there's Reed. And it's Banchero in at the 3, the small forward. That one goes. Count it. Ball's got 15.
And he can carry a team. We've seen it from Ball before, and we're seeing it again.
And in 2028, Cleveland poised, GA, to welcome the WNBA's 16th franchise.
Reviving the name and branding of the Cleveland Rockers, one of the W's inaugural teams that folded back in 2003, soon back on stage after a quarter-century hiatus.
Inside, here's Nurkic. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Nurkic has got his second basket.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
And the call will be against LaMelo Ball. That'll be his second foul of the game.
First team foul.
And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allie.
Thanks, guys. The Miami Heat's head coach Eric Spoelstra talked about their approach, and he said, you got to try to take control of the game, set the tone, and play consistently throughout. Everybody's trying to do the same thing. It's who can impose their will longer than the other team. Back to you guys.
He knows his stuff. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. Curry deciding where to go with it. To the middle. And finished off by Nurkic.
Well, you want to stop step in the two-man game, but he's so smart. He'll get others involved.
Banchero with the screen. The drive-by Ball.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Well, it's always a big plus when you have a point guard that can attack the rim like that, put so much pressure on the defense.
Miami leading by 3. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo from 11 feet away. That one a little long. For Cleveland, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency.
And once Banchero gets going, boy, it's hard to stop him. Given his size and speed, he's going to be a handful.
So, Stan, in terms of emerging young stars, Banchero is very high on that list.
Well, he sure is, Kevin, because he can create shots for himself and his teammates. And as we've already seen in his early years, this guy is at his best in the playoffs, and that's a trait you're always looking for.
Tobias Harris has checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. As which you're also for Cleveland.
They got DeMar.
Poole's checked in for Ball. Here's Poole. And he drops in the lead. Poole's got the lead up to 1 now for the Cavs.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
DeRozan with it. He's got 6.
Tobias Harris.
6 on the shot clock. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Don't even hand me a stat sheet. It's easy to see DiVincenzo is having a night, piling up those buckets.
Reed with a screen for Poole. With the drive.
Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
Yeah, what a huge dunk. Making a statement right there.
DiVincenzo with the screen on Banchero. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. And some changes here for the Heat. Sharps checked in for Mobley. Vassell comes in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Johnson in for Stephen Curry. And And from season to season, Coach, DeMar DeRozan remains incredibly consistent.
Yeah, look, he's consistent because he's extremely professional. This guy's always in shape, always ready to play. He knows what his game is, and he plays to that game. Something of a throwback because his game's built on the mid-range shooting, but everybody could use a DeMar DeRozan on their team.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's Vassell with the foul. That's his first foul. Thomas checked in for the
Shake somebody.
Alex Caruso. He's checked in for the Cavaliers.
That is such a bullshit.
Okongwu with a screen on Thomas. Poole kicks to Reed. 5 to shoot. Joe passes to Reed, takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Reed's got his second basket of the night. And then Sharp with the dunk.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Here's Harris. And it's sent back by Okongwu. It's all tied in Miami. And do not go away, as we'll be back in. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Johnson is out there with DeRozan. Then there's Devin Vassell. Then there's Tobias Harris. And it's Sharp and at the 5 roaming the paint. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Into his mid-30s, the veteran DeMar DeRozan holding up well, Greg.
And such a consistent presence for his team. DeMar plays at his own speed, and he has mastered the art of the mid-range.
DeRozan against Caruso. DeRozan scanning the floor. Sharp with a screen on Caruso. And it's sent back by Turner.
Well, you see just how threatening Turner is. Any shot that comes within reach of him is in danger.
And Miami shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. And we'll have a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear. And immediately. Curry's checked in, and the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Reed, he's checked in for Turner. Okongwu comes in for Collins. Isaiah Joe, he's checked in for Paolo Banchero.
Oh, they're not.
And it's ball in for Jordan Poole. Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra said to the team. He tried to loosen the tension a little, asking his guys, are we having fun? I know I am. Just relax out there and follow the game plan. We've got this.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that. Ball with the bucket.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
And here is Curry. Pass to Sharp. Left side, DeRozan goes back up, and Sharp puts it in. And the Heat lead by 2.
And you can just see by the way he fought for the putback that he's still got a lot of gas in the tank.
Well, that's all about effort. He knows how much each bucket means right now, and he's clearly willing to fight for it.
And we've come to expect. Big things from LaMelo offensively. He loves to attack you on that end.
go fake Steph. I don't even mean to be that guy, but I kind of need this dub, brother. With that being said, Caruso.
By Eric Spoelstra. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle him up right away. And some changes here for the Heat. Here's a Nurkic. He's
get his ass.
Mobley comes in for Harris.
If you can guard
Dante DiVincenzo in for Vassell.
Making it look easy. Mobley using that size at the rim.
Here's Ball. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Nurkic there for the rebound. For Miami, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Here's Mobley. Puts it up from 12. Okongwu pulls it down. Ball against Nurkic. Outside, Ball. And he jams it in.
And that is a big-time basket. LaMelo entered the league at 19. With such high expectations, this young man ball is used to the spotlight.
Here's DiVincenzo. Jacks up a 3. It's off. And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for the Cavaliers. Reed with a screen on Curry. Now Reed. Got it to go off the glass.
Well, you can tell Reed's teammates believe in him. They trust that he's going to come up with important points when they need him.
Curry. Reed with the rebound.
Suffocating defense to keep the layup from falling.
58 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The shot misses. And Miami has possession. Trailing by 2. Nurkic. The shot is off. What is on the line here?
Crowd is so focused.
Ball surveying the defense. Outside, Caruso. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Okongwu. And there's the dunk.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coaches breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're behind by 4. What do you think coach's focus is going to be here?
Looking for a quick shot, trying to extend the game.
Yeah, and then they have to foul quickly and hope for some misses at the line.
Stephen Curry, trained from outside.
Fearless. Curry takes on the challenge and gets that big basket to fall.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And he commits the intentional foul. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he ends up making the second, and that will put them up by 2. And an
Hey now.
intentional foul right there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Cleveland substitution.
Mobley. One-handed.
Oh, the big fella throwing it down hard.
And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. And the layup is off. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action.
That's crazy. Was that not a good thing?
What?
Like, not even.
Glad to have you with us as we get going in overtime. Neither team giving an inch in this one. We've got Paolo Banchero. Okongwu is out there with Naz Reid. Then there's LaMelo Ball. And it's Joe in a shooting guard.
And there's that athleticism. Man, does Ball get up fast for that one.
And the call will be against LaMelo Ball. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
First team foul.
And the call will be against LaMelo Ball. That will be foul number 5 on him.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Alex Caruso comes in for Isaiah Joe. And it's Poole in for Ball. DeRozan fires. Okongwu pulls it down. The Cavaliers leading. Poole. Here's Okongwu. Now Poole. Now here's Caruso. Shot clock at 5. Now Reid. And he misses the J. DiVincenzo. And that won't go. Missing the go-ahead basket. Poole. Now Reid. That one goes. Count it.
And the defense is there, but Reid is strong-willed, and he is up to the challenge.
Curry is inside. Defended by Caruso. Now Curry. Outside Mobley. Here's DeRozan. The 3 doesn't go. A little over a minute and a half gone now here in overtime. Okongwu with the screen for Poole. Puts it right back up and in.
The more effective Poole is inside, the more headaches he causes for the defense.
Now Joe DiVincenzo. Off target from outside.
Well, I've been here before. You're looking to get back in the game, but desperation threes are not the way to do it.
And don't look now, but they're starting to extend this lead.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
A different look now for Cleveland. Isaiah Joe, he's checked in for Alex Caruso. And Ball subbed in for Jordan Poole. Curry so deadly from the corner.
And with a limitless jump shot, the elusive ball handling skills, Curry can get a bucket pretty much whenever he wants.
It's stolen by Curry. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Now here's DiVincenzo. Covered by Joe. No good. And that's an intentional foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
This may be their most important possession.
No doubt about it. As long as they don't make any major mistakes, this one's in the bag.
Well, credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions, don't give them a chance to get back in the game.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's Okongwu. Mobley there for the rebound.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
Well, you want your players to keep playing hard, but let's be honest, this game's over.
The drive-by Ball, and he slams it down with a one-arm hand.
What a game by LaMelo.
Hammer. We see the Cavaliers get the win here. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
Yeah, 32, 34, 15 and 19.